Hi, I'm Riann, Deputy Editor of The Nest.
And I'm JC, Ryan's husband and sous chef for today.
And today we're going to show you how to make a great roasted chicken with vegetables and garlic. I love making a roast chicken. It's easy, it's great for a crowd, and let's get started. Your first step is you want to wash and pat dry your chicken and make sure that you remove any of the innards on the inside of the chicken. I usually like to go with a kosher chicken because they tend to have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more salt, and they really will stay moist by the time you finish roasting it. The next step that I do is I take a lemon and I quarter it. And what I do is I just stuff those lemons in the cavity. The next thing I do is use my Grey Poupon. Now, I like to kind of lay it on thick, so to speak. I will hit it with about a tablespoon.
This is the fun part.
This is the part we like. You get to be a kid, a kindergartner, go back to playtime, and you kind of want to just throw it over,
slather them up.
Lather it up. Herbe de Provence is great. It has thyme, lavender, and lots of other tasty stuff. And just really touch the top of it. And you know, I take maybe a little extra and I throw it on the bottom. Just rub the back of it. Okay, now the last thing I do is my garlic, and I love the taste of roasted garlic. You want to just arrange the garlic all around the chicken. You know, sometimes I stuff one in there too, just to give it a little more flavor. Then I hit it with some olive oil, a little drizzle around the garlic. It's not an exact science, so just have fun with it. And then I hit it with salt and pepper.
While Ryan's preparing the chicken, I'm over here. My station is the vegetables, potatoes, and the garlic. We're starting with a pound of red potatoes, and we're gonna have those red potatoes, and we're going to diagonally slice the carrots. We use 2 tablespoons of olive oil straight across to keep the potatoes and the carrots moist when they go into the oven. I like to use a little more pepper than the salt. Finally, we're going to end up with our sprigs of thyme, which my favorite method of getting the thyme on the vegetables is going against the grain along the stem of the thyme. So that way, we get a nice spread out distribution of the thyme, and we don't get any stems in our vegetable dish. What we're going to do is pick the lower level of the oven to have the potatoes go in on. The reason we go to the lower rack of the oven is it doesn't get as much direct heat, and you really need that concentrated on the chicken, but they'll cook up very nicely below the chicken.
And then what you want to do is take your chicken, pop it in a 375-degree oven for 30 minutes. I'll throw 1/3 of a cup of white wine into the roasting pan, and that way you've got the chicken intermingling with the juices, the white wine, the garlic, and the herbs, and it makes a really nice pan sauce that you'll be using later in your recipe. And the trick that I do, that people always say, why is your chicken so crispy all over, is I flip it again and I broil it at the home stretch. It gives just that crispness again to the breast because it's been sitting in all the juices and the skin gets kind of wet. So you want to make sure that it gets crispy again. So popping it under the broiler is something that gives it just a little bit more flavor, it looks better, and it's really crispy. I bring this out to the table on a platter so that everyone can ooh and ah and say, ooh, how beautiful. But then what I do is I sneak it back into the kitchen and I carve it so that everyone can have their individual pieces, and I serve that on a platter with the vegetables. Thank you for letting us share one of the recipes that we love making for friends and for ourselves.
We hope you have as much fun making it as we do.